Let's talk for 10 minutes about the Multiverse fighting video game from Warner Brothers. 10 minutes on the clock, let's go. Wow, unbelievable. I really can't believe that. Look, I'm a big fan of fighting games. I love them all. X-Men versus Street Fighter, one of the greatest crossovers of all time, is about to get a rude awakening because, Warner Brothers is, before it was just a leak and a rumor, but it is now true. It is fact. It has been revealed that Warner Brothers, alongside with Player First Games, is going to release a multiverse fighting video game that includes Warner Brothers properties. And it's not just like, oh, there's DC versus Mortal Kombat. It's not that. It is beyond that. Let me just tell you the roster real quick. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Shaggy, Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, Jake the Dog from Adventure Time, Finn the Human, Steven Universe, Garnet, and Ryan Dog, all coming from different facets, from cartoons to movies, from old school cartoons with Shaggy, and that is just the initial, and it's all free to play. That is what's going to be awesome. There's going to be cosmetics, and for those of you that are big about the fighting game itself, they made a video about this from the studio that made it, like I said, Player First Games, and they said, quote, full crossplay support, dedicated server-based rollback netcode. And for those of you who don't know, rollback netcode means is that essentially there's always going to be disagreements between servers, between your connection to your opponent's connection. And the way it does is kind of it rolls back the netcode, so that way it kind of syncs it up between the lag between the two players. So that way you get close to like LAN type situation and it feels very seamless. So it's going to be dedicated server-based rollback netcode, content-filled seasons. So it's going to be multiple seasons, most likely maybe battle pass or some way of cosmetics and maybe different outfits because, man, just the entire roster themselves, there's just so many different outfits and things that they could pull from. But, wow, this is just amazing. And in itself, it looks really good. They really talked about, they threw out a lot of words like esports and things like that. Who knows what they're planning to do with it. This is the second kind of Smash clone that has been released. Well, this is going to be released in 2022, but in 2021, for those of you who don't know, Nickelodeon Nicktoons, the classic cartoons, released their own Nickelodeon Smash clone type beat. And I gotta say, why are we getting all these insane Smash Brothers games? And I have the answer for you, my listeners as well, viewers out there. It's simple. Smash Brothers is tapped out. Ultimate Smash Brothers has just revealed by far the biggest crossover, the biggest fighting game roster of all time. When I was little, I thought Ultimate Mortal Kombat trilogy was insane. But no, Ultimate Smash Brothers has just the most insane roster, all video games, and they just announced the last character. So they have all that there. And what else is going to do? I don't think Ultimate Smash Brothers, they're going to release another Smash Brothers anytime soon. So there fills the void. It's a very popular genre. You have the classic 2D fighting. And so why not just fill it, pump it? Just pump it full of everything and see where it goes. And I, for one, am excited about the multiverse games. And if you are, it's invited for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, and PC, which is kind of odd that so far that the Nintendo itself is not there. So one of the interesting quotes this is from the official press release, is that we built Multiverse from the ground up to be a cooperative social game that embraces teamwork and strategy. And we are focused on providing first-class online gameplay. Talk about that netcode. So this is going to be really interesting. And I've already seen a couple of footage of it. There's like Steam Universe does a block, and Superman comes in and he does a freeze, and then Batman has his grapple. I mean, there's just so many things that they can do with it. And it's interesting that they actually pulled up Arya Stark, which is a very serious Game of Thrones type property, but they cartoonified her and it looks fantastic. You should definitely check out the footage and see how it is. But what's so interesting is that to see this very serious character in Arya Stark in this type of thing, because it reminds me of Naughty Dog. Let me go ahead and wheel it back. Let me perk the ears of my Naughty Dog Last of Us fans. It reminds me of that time because when I was doing a lot of their streaming for the Last of Us factions, a lot of the people, the audience, the fans, wanted to know why Ellie and Joel were not involved in the video game process themselves. Why they weren't in the factions multiplayer, like an outfit or a skin. And they simply said that they thought it'd just be too weird to see this teenager going out there and dying multiple times. And I think that they were just too close to the vest. They just cared about Ellie too much to let the multiplayer hooligans, us, have free, just destructive reign with her, so to speak. And so they didn't want to have it. Now, who knows? Maybe the Last of Us factions too, they changed it within, considering that Ellie's older. But my point is that Warner Brothers doesn't care. Warner Brothers has no problem using Arya Stark and having her in the game. And one of the biggest, most exciting thing is, of course, like I mentioned, Nickelodeon Toons released their own Smash clone, but it was very watered down. And since it's not against the game itself, the gameplay looks really cool, but in a sense, it's missing a lot. It didn't have any of the original voice actors. And so just like in anything, like almost a Squid Game, you see one guy jump in front of the panel and then all of a sudden goes, oh, Warner Brothers decides, we understand the mistake that Nicktoons made, so we're going to go ahead and provide original voice talent or cartoon voice talent. So you got Kevin Conroy being the voice of Batman. You have George Newbern doing Superman, and you have Matthew Lillard doing the voice of Shaggy. So it's really cool to see these original voice actors, and they kind of splash them to show that they're very proud of that fact. And also, Maisley Williams will be the voice of Arya Stark. So you're getting a lot of fan service already, and I'm thinking that the more fan service will occur, and that's really cool. So I'm stoked and excited about that. And like I made in the previous video podcast / whatever you want to call these things, I talked about how the video game drought, is it over? It looks like it's going to get ramped up, and I haven't even begun to talk about February. February is just going to be so stacked. They announced that Shifu finally has its own day. Shifu is this amazing martial arts indie game that's going to come out for the PlayStation. Cannot wait. That's going to be early February. February is looking stacked, more stacked than a buttermilk pancake, so to speak. So it's going to be delicious. Video game fans everywhere, single player, multiplayer, doesn't matter. We are going to be fed. But before we leave this little video podcast, I just got to bring up, I got a bone to pick with the video game audience. I got a bone to pick with the social media world. Everyone's so excited about Nick's All-Star Tunes, whatever you want to call it. Everyone's so excited about the multiverse. But where was this love when the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale was released? Nothing but negativity and toxicity when Sony decided to release the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. What was going on? It was really cool. PlayStation mascots, you had finishers. There was a lot of Yomi reading situations. It was fantastic. I used to cast it. I used to make content for it on YouTube. It was banging. I mean, you talk about my Sir Daniel. It was this amazing, going against Kratos, going against Uncharted. You're going against Parappa the Rapper, Nathan Drake. You're going about so much awesomeness. And that game did not get a sequel. In fact, the people that made that game, I believe it was Supergiant, went kablooey, went bye-bye immediately because that game bombed. No one wanted to buy it because everyone hated on it because they said it's a Smash clone. It's a two-sided to the coin, though, so to speak, is that not a lot of people believed in the game. And at the same time, Sony PlayStation wanted to do something different. They were like, we don't want to be a Smash clone. So they decided they did change a huge core mechanic in the whole fighting genre when it comes to this type beat. And decided that all you have to do is that you put a amount of damage, and then you have to eliminate your enemy opponent using a special. And that special was really cool. It made it more like a traditional fighting game. It had meters, and it had buildup, and it had counters, and it had it was cool. It wasn't just about knocking people off the platform. And I think that's where the biggest mistake was. For the longest time when we were playing PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, we were like, why don't just do it like Smash and get the support? I mean, PlayStation mascots would have been amazing. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale deserves a second chance. And if you think the multiverse and Nick All-Stars tunes, all that starts popping off, no doubt somebody at PlayStation has to pay attention, right? I've been always kind of memeing about it, talking about it, getting PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale needs to come back. Well, heck, right now it's more better than ever. Everybody loves the multiverse. It's the genre of the multiverse, the era of multiverse. So please, PlayStation, Sony, it's time to bring back your big guns in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2. So let me know what you think. This has been the 10-Minute Checkpoint Podcast with me, SanchoWest. We're talking about video games, movies, music, everything underneath the sun, all in 10 minutes. I'll keep an eye out for your comments. And if you're listening on the popular podcast services, be sure to follow and rate it high. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.